Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Monday, June 20th, 2016. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders coming to you from Thailand, a little bit of overcast skies, but it looks like the sun's going to break through, and it's going to be a nice, hot, sunny day. Could be lunch at the gazebo today. Traders had some wild markets during last week, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit more crazy this week, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Traders, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm a moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, I came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, I will tell you, I am in my 9th year living in Asia and absolutely loving it. The people, the food, and most of all, the time zone. Don't have to be up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. I can trade all 3 trading sessions and still get a good night's rest. However, in New York, I only trade about 2.5 hours. However, I do not trade Forex in New York. I trade options. And I don't need to be in front of my computers a lot. Check my options, add, fix, adjust, or delete options depending on where they're at. So it's a little bit easier. Traders, the way I trade is I'm a pullback trader. So basically what I want to do is I want the trade to make the move. And then what we want to do is we want to bring a Fibonacci level in. And we try to get the price action to pull back to our price, and then we can enter the trade. However, I do listen to fundamentals all day long. I pay for a news feed, and that is very important in my trading to know what's going on globally. Remember, we are macro traders. We are not micro traders, and we trade the globe, right? We trade the globe. We trade everything that's going on around the world because what they say around the world affects our trade. Let me give you an example, which we all know about. Brexit, right? This Thursday, we're going to get the vote, and thank goodness this will be over. Whatever happens, happens, but I'm so glad this vote's coming, and we can move on in our trading. But there'll be something else that'll come out that'll, make our trading more interesting. So what I do is I take my fundamentals, and I'm a technician. I love trading charts. I love looking at price action, price structure, price failure. And I love candlestick charts. Why? Because candlesticks tell a story. It tells us what we can expect price action to do. I use Fibonacci levels. I use 3 exponential moving averages. I use a 200 exponential, 55, and a 10 exponential moving average on my charts. And that's it. Price levels are very important in my trading. I really watch price action, price levels. I like to see where the double zeros are, the 5-0, the 2-0, and the 8-0. Those price levels I always watch for some kind of possible movement or fib level, right? So we're always watching that, and we always trade within the trend of the pair. So we're going to see some pairs today that have basically counter-trended the trend, and that's okay. We're not going to trade it, but we're going to set up the trade plan from when it reverses. All right, let's get to the legal stuff. Keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Traders, remember the name of the game is capital preservation. Make sure you have capital to trade another day. Traders, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, most importantly, do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Sorry about that. I lost my place when I was reading this chart, reading this slide. Okay, let's get to news and commentary, see how the markets closed. Again, we had a green day in the markets on Thursday. However, we're back to red markets out of the U.S. The Dow 30 closed negative 0.33%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.33%. The NASDAQ closed negative 0.92%. And the small cap 2,000 closed negative 0.48%. So not a good day in the U.S. markets. It's killing my options trade, but my options trades are like 70 and 80 days out. So I'm hoping this is just a pullback and it'll rebalance. So I've got plenty of time. I think I only have one trade that is going to expire this week, so we'll have to just take the hit and get out of it. And I think that's Boeing that I'm in. All right, let's take a look at the DAX. Go to the Eurozone. The DAX closed positive 0.85%. The FTSE 100 closed on Friday 1.19%. The CAC 40 and the Paris closed Friday on 0.98% in the green. And the US Stocks 50 closed positive 0.83%. Traders, let's come on over to Asia. Some countries are trading and are open, some are closed. The Nikkei 225, however, is open and they are positive 2.45%. The S&P ASX 200 is positive 1.23%. The China A50 is not open, but they did close negative 0.25%. And the Hang Seng closed positive on Friday 0.66%. However, the Kospi out of Seoul is trading and is currently positive 1.30%. Let's get over to the economic calendar. Not a lot to talk about in our economic calendar. Japan had some data come out. It was medium impact. Trade balance was bad. Exports was bad. And we don't have anything high impact for the rest of the trading day. It's going to be a very, very slow Monday as far as data goes. So just keep an eye on that. Yeah, really, really slow. Very slow trading day. Canada has medium impact with wholesale sales for April coming out, but that's medium impact, and that'll be on 1 hour before the New York Open. And we also have FOMC member Kashkari. Kashkari? Is that how you say his name? Anyhow, he speaks today. It's low impact. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. What are they going to say? Nothing. They're just going to blabber, 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 yabba, yabba, yabba. You know, they're not going to do anything to change our markets. So that's what's going on in the markets. Traders, I will be honest with you. Commentary today is you just have to be super, super careful on your trades. You know, tight stops. They're going to be bringing out these exit polls consistently now for this last week. They're going to really rile the markets. The markets are listening to them, folks. They are listening to these. Now the leave is like 52%. So, you know, this is getting a little wild now. Now, whether these polls are accurate or not accurate, it really doesn't make a difference. The only difference it makes it's affecting our trading. If you're a position trader, you've got to be miserable. This is a scalper's market. This is grab 10, 15 pips and get the heck out. This is not a market to be swing trading or position trading. And I look at myself as a swing trader. I like to be in my trade 3, 4, 5 hours and get out. I don't usually keep my trades overnight. Well, because I can't sleep. I'm always going up and looking at my charts, right? That makes sense. So the charts are pretty interesting today. We do have a lot of charts with gaps today, so we'll watch out for that. Gold is hovering that $1,300 mark, and oil has dipped into the $48. So very interesting. I don't think that's going to stay that way. I expect oil to go back to $50 a barrel very shortly. All right, let's get to the charts. This is the euro dollar chart, and you can see it had a boost up there in closed, and then in Asia had a boost up there, and you can see we're at resistance, and I'm just waiting for this pair to give us a red candle. A couple of red candles, bearish candlestick formation at the R2, and we'll get in at 1.1329. The issue here is, well, the good news is we're at the R2, and that's a reversal pivot. So hopefully this will not continue to the upside and will start to fall down. And we're going to sell this, right? We're going to sell it all the way back down to the daily pivot point, which is support, and that's 1.1263. Now, what's the good part about this if this comes down? Well, the good part is it's a wide open space. There's no price action left of the chart. The other bad thing about this is that the 10 exponential moving average is quite a ways away from the last candle. So one or two things are going to happen, right? The 10 EMA is going to go up to that candle, or the candle is going to give us some red candles and come down to the 10 exponential moving average. And we would like to see that just move over a little bit and sort of go sideways so we can break right through it. Okay, it is a good trade setup. Just be cautious. I gave you two exits. One was at the daily pivot, and the other one was at the S2. If it slides through that daily pivot, which I don't think it's going to, but if it does, you can always get out at 1.1188. I wouldn't press your luck past that, even if it goes through it. Just get out of that because you know at 11:40 there's a lot of people who have buy orders in. So just be careful with that. Let's take a look at the Great British Pound. Basically the same thing. We've closed with a gap. Remember, gaps get filled, folks. Whether it takes 1 day or 6 days, gaps get filled. Nice thing about the pound is it's already at our um, three pivot point at 1.4622, and we have a red bearish candle. And I like that. You know, we want to see this come down. So really, this entry is you could enter this candle and get into this trade. However, I'm not trading no pound pairs until this Thursday is over. No reason to trade the pound, folks. There's plenty of other pairs out there to trade. This is going to be very volatile this week. This is going to be up and down and all around. And they're going to be putting out a lot of polls. Every day you probably see 3 or 4 polls coming out from different agencies. And they're probably all going to be different. What would we expect? But like I said, gaps do get filled. That might be our only saver, is that the gaps do get filled. Let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, you know, I left this chart from Friday and I didn't change anything. Why didn't I change anything? Because we're at the same spot we were on Friday, where we wanted to be. It took till today to get back up to the 74.30 area, and I'm looking for a bearish candlestick formation and take this to the short side. The only thing I don't like is we're in a nasty, nasty range, and we're going to come down into support, right, at the 23.6 fib. So you just got to be real careful with this pair. I just watched this, and, you know, gold and oil, and, you know, it's a commodity pair. Now, remember, I don't know if you read any of the news items today, but China is having a big problem with Apple and their iPhones, and they're thinking about stopping selling iPhones in China. You got to remember that Apple is huge in China. That's where they made a lot of their profits, was in China. So this is a big news story. The ruling has already come out, and they're now in an appeal to continue selling iPhones in China. So this is big, big news for Apple. This could be a disaster for Apple if that appeal holds up. Okay, let's take a look at the euro yen. Euro yen, again, a gap. We're bearish on this, folks. Let this keep coming up. Let this get up to that R3 pivot. We'll sell it at 119.23, and we'll take it right back down to the daily pivot point at 117.54. Again, here we are. We can't sell it here, folks, at the R2. Why? We've got a 10 exponential moving average and a 200 exponential moving average. So we don't want to be selling this here. We're selling right into support. We need this to pull up. We need some room here to breathe. But as I said, remember, gaps get filled. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar in an up move here. Folks, I am so bearish on the New Zealand dollar, it's not funny. I wouldn't buy this for nothing. I'm waiting for a red candlestick formation. I'm going to sell this. This looks like this is going to be late into London, probably London lunch, maybe even New York open before we get a sell trade out of this. This is not going to be a quick move here. This is not just going to fall down. I do like that it's at the S2 reversal pivot. So we'll enter at 0.7082. We'll get out at 0.7018 or 20. And you know what? We'll get a nice 60 pip trade out of it. But it's not going to happen quick. I wouldn't be entering here. This is not the place to enter. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the Euro Aussie, which is one of my favorite pairs. Really has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. We basically missed our move at the 5,300, and I was at my computers, but I was reading news and getting ready for my presentation, and I totally missed this move. But this was a good move at the R2. I hope somebody caught this, especially those of you who are on the East Coast of the U.S. You know, this was in the evening for you, and you could have caught this trade. This is a nice trade, and this can just continue to go down. So what if this does go down and it doesn't pull back? Well, if it breaks the daily pivot point in the 55 and the 200, which is all mingled together, we'll wait for it to break it, give us a retest of the daily pivot point, and then sell it. We can take it all the way down to the S3 at 51.40. Okay? So, you know, there's a lot of pips to be made here. The question is, where are we going to get in? This is not the place to get in. We're not going to chase price, folks. You get in this trade here, you're chasing price and you're going to get slammed. That's just way too much support here. Wait for either a nice pullback or it breaks the daily pivot and gives you a retest and then get into the trade. Okay, so be really careful with this Euro Aussie. And trust me, friends, I trade the Euro Aussie a lot. I know the personality of this trade. Remember, currency pairs have personalities. I know it sounds crazy, but they do. And look at all the sideways price action we had on Thursday and Friday. Just absolutely sideways price action, no movement at all. All right, traders, only 22 seconds over my time. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, I'd like to thank you for joining me on a Monday, June 20th, 2016. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL, and please come join our website at fxclearing.com. Traders, please be very careful. It's not a bad day to be Observation Monday and maybe not do anything and just watch price action, okay? Just be very careful. This week's going to be like walking on eggshells this week. So please, please, please be very, very careful. Thank you, traders. And what do I say every day? Trade smart and not hard. Traders, we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.